Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a great day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your comments, and thank you for your thumbs up. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. Well, those African hair braiders have made their way to Alabama. Now, there's been a whole boycott of those African braiding shops that's been going on since September. And here we are in November, and I guess the people in Birmingham didn't get the word. It pays to know what's going on in the rest of the country. Now, they've been talking about this boycott on social media way back in August. And here you are almost in December, and you don't know that there is a boycott because these people are problematic. These African braiders are problematic. Black people are having problems with them all over the country. I don't know how many bad experiences Black Americans are going to have with these people before they realize they need to leave these people alone. Stop going into their shops. They are not Americans. They don't really understand how the laws in America work. And I'm going to prove that to you in just a few minutes. This is not in their homeland where they don't have any regulations and they don't have any rules. Everybody can just do what they want to do. Every square inch of the United States of America is under some type of law. Every jurisdiction is run by law, rules, regulations, and laws. Now, let me just get into it. The owner of an African hair braiding shop has been arrested along with 2 of her employees for kidnapping and assault and are being held without bail. And those are magic words. Shout out to the Birmingham Police Department. Earlier this month, a video went viral from a Facebook user, Joe Odom, who showed her experience and how she was treated in the shop. The first few clips were her showing how the shop owner served her drinks and showed how nice the shop was. But later clips of the same visit turned much darker. The video showed the shop owner grabbing the client by her hair and trying to rip it all out. And that is what they say. The people on social media who know about these African hair braiders say that they pull your hair out. The customer was screaming, "Let me go." According to the customer and messages she presented via text, Mama Gifted Hand agreed to do her braids for $200. Once the job was done, the customer kindly paid her, but for some reason, the shop owner demanded more money. She demanded that the customer pay her $50 more, claiming she used human hair rather than synthetic. The customer stated that she never advised her of that and that she was not paying. The police was called, and I'm just going to read what the police charged them with. These 3 African women were charged with first-degree kidnapping and third-degree assault after allegedly locking a customer inside the salon and violently pulling her hair during a dispute over payment. The confrontation was filmed and widely shared online, sparking outrage and renewed debate about customer mistreatment in braid shops. Now, Black women have been complaining about this kind of treatment by those Africans for the longest, but everybody, I guess, got to go in there and have their own personal experience, because I remember on social media, on TikTok, when they were talking about the boycott, there would be Black people coming on there. I'm going to that shop. I don't care what nobody say. I'm going into the shop. Well, you go in at your own risk. Now, there is a viral video going around showing what they were doing to her because the lady filmed them doing it. One of them was pulling her hair and telling her that she was not going to leave. She was going to pay that $50. And she said she was going to sue them. And the woman thought that she said she was going to shoot her. And she said, "I'll shoot you." That's what the African told the Black American woman. But the police But she called the police. She had her phone and she told them she's going to call the police. They said they didn't care because they really don't believe in laws. According to Birmingham police, the three women were formally charged and booked into jail. As of the latest updates, they remain incarcerated awaiting trial. No reports have indicated that they've been released on bond. Okay, now who's going to come and get them? Because there have been reports that say they're here illegally. So who's going to come and get them out of jail? Illegals. Well, the article doesn't say what their bail is set at, but bail bonds require valid ID and proof of residence. So to bail somebody out, you've got to have a valid ID and proof of residence to ensure that the individual is going to show up for court, especially considering that these women are African. Then there is a financial liability in bailing somebody out. Bailing somebody out of jail is tricky. If you bail somebody out yourself, you have to pay 100% of the bail money, but you get it back if the person makes court appearances and things. But if a bail bondsman bails you out, then all he has to pay is 10%. Either way, you got to fork over some money bailing somebody out of jail. And so it will be interesting to see if anybody comes to bail these women out. Now, again, I don't know if these women are here illegally or not. It was said on social media that they are illegal. But if they are not illegal, they're going to have to go to trial. Birmingham is 67% black. So it's a good chance that their jury will be half, if not over half, black. Now, they have been accused of assault and kidnapping a black woman, a young black woman. So that jury will very likely find them guilty of doing what they actually did, because there is a video, and I'll try to remember to pin the video to the comment section. It's hard to watch how they were treating that woman. But that's a cautionary tale for Black American women. When the group or when the collective say we're going to do something, sometimes it's good to go along with the group, because people are not just pulling something out of the air to do. It's based on something. So you're going to go anyway, and then you have this kind of experience. Now, this is their culture. Now, these African people doing this is their culture. That's culture. Doing something like that. Not only is it criminal, but it's also cultural. Holding somebody hostage over $50. That has to be about your mindset. It also shows how desperate they are. You are that desperate for $50, and then went up on the price after she had completed the job. You let people know how much you're going to charge them before you do the job. Raising a price after a job is done is called fraud. And that's what the Africans are known for. So they are in jail where they belong. But anyway, they're in jail. And as of a few minutes ago when I checked, they are still in jail. Now, they did not see that coming. They couldn't have known what would happen to them for doing something like that. So I'm going to assume that they didn't know what would happen to them for doing something like that. They were being bad. So you're a badass, 3-on-1, and now you're locked up in jail, awaiting trial or deportation. So anyway, that's what happens to badasses. All right, y'all, let me know what you think about the video, and have a good evening.